Hi, everyone. Persistence, it's a hard thing, right? When you're not getting the funding, you're getting no after no, everybody's telling you to give up. How do you keep going? It's really hard. I'd like to say that persistence is nothing without resilience, which is the ability to recover from misfortune or change. Both are key to success, persistence and resilience. And it's often said that entrepreneurship is all about never giving up, as you saw in the trailer. Never giving up, entrepreneurs don't give up, yes, but how do you do that? How do you learn those skills? And the problem is girls especially tend to give up when they don't get the good grade in school, and especially failure hits them really hard. Research shows, study after study shows that failure hits girls harder than the boys. And to quote Reshma Sojani, who's the founder of Girls Who Code, an amazing woman, we're teaching our girls to be perfect instead of being brave. But the truth is, it is critical to teach everyone, boys and girls, this entrepreneurial mindset, which is persistence and resilience. I'm French, you can probably hear it. I'm from Paris, born and raised. I've been in the US for 5 years, and I just directed and produced my first movie along with my co-founder TEDxNYIT. You just saw the trailer. It's called She Started It. And the documentary follows the story of 5 young women over 2 years on the ups and downs of their startup journey. So imagine the behind the scenes of Shark Tank or the HBO show Silicon Valley, but with women instead. Lots of drama. And at the time when we started in 2013, we were journalists covering the tech industry in Silicon Valley, and we were working in film production as well, but we had never made a movie. So the whole making of this movie is really a story of persistence. The idea was to shine a light on women entrepreneurs building tech companies in this male-dominated industry, and to inspire and empower the next generation of girls who take risks themselves. So it sounds great, right? We had no idea what we were getting ourselves into when we started in 2013. Let's just say we thought it was going to take a year at the most, and we ended up following these women for 2 years on multiple continents and editing for a year and a half. I was sleeping on my friends' couches for 3 years, couldn't afford an apartment. NCS husband was our data specialist. We had to rely on everyone from friends, family members, cousins, you name it, to be able to complete the film. And we also had to rely on amazing funders who helped us that we were seeking out. I can't tell you how many nights we spent reworking the story, agonizing over a failing drive or over money that's not coming in and you need to finish the movie. So Reid Hoffman, the founder of LinkedIn, famously said that entrepreneurship is like jumping off a cliff or a plane and building a parachute on the way down. Let me tell you that an independent movie is pretty much like a startup. Every day is a crisis waiting to happen. And we really kind of had to learn as we went because there is no other movie about women entrepreneurs we could emulate, and no one had followed people for 2 years building their companies, women building their companies for good reason, because it's really hard. So we kind of had to learn by doing. And we learn a lot from these women. And the funny thing is, we thought we're going to be remote observers. We're going to be, observing from a distance. And little by little, our lives starting resembling the ones on screen, for better or worse. But we learned so much from them about persistence. Whether it was Stacey Ferreira, who you see in the trailer, who was building her second startup at 21 years old, but struggling to get funding, even though she had been super successful for the first one. Or Sheena Allen, who you don't see in the trailer, she's from Mississippi, had no tech background, completely self-taught, no mentors, and she's now running a mobile app empire. Or Tri Trong from Vietnam, who's the first Vietnamese woman to enter the Silicon Valley startup program, 500 Startups. And actually, when the film was released in October 2016, Thuy, who's one of the protagonists in the film, was diagnosed with lung cancer, totally out of the blue at 31 years old. And here's what she's done since this diagnosis. She went on to create a nonprofit for cancer patients in Vietnam called Soul Cancer Initiative. And she just recently, last week, organized University of Southern California's first ever hackathon for health and cancer research. So talk about persistence and resilience. Like, we learned from the best. But what's really inspiring to me is that these women, along with the 70 plus founders we've interviewed over the past 4 years, are not extraordinary geniuses. They're like you and me. They're ordinary people. And that's the most valuable lesson I learned from this experience, is that those qualities of persistence and resilience, no one's born with them. Of course, some people are more driven than others, but really you can learn, teach, and practice those skills. Like a muscle, the more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. So it is really up to us to tell our boys and girls that it's okay to fail, that trying is better than perfect, and that if they fall, they can and they will get back up. And what kept these entrepreneurs going and what kept us going was the vision of what we're trying to build. So find whatever it is you're passionate about. In our case, it was building a strong community of women entrepreneurs. But whatever makes you excited to get up in the morning, you should go and do that. But that's not enough. Even if you persist over and over again at something you're passionate about, you need a support system. That's another thing we discovered. The support system is really what got us through the tough times, whether it's your spouse, your family, your neighbor, your teacher, your cousin, your friends, whoever it is. You need to learn how to ask for help and how to rely on others. And that's true for all the successful entrepreneur and investor we've interviewed over the past 4 years. They all learn how to ask for help and how to surround themselves with people who believe in them and who lift them up. Doesn't mean you can't get criticism or tough love or feedback, but you want to kind of get rid of the naysayers around you. You know who they are. And in our case, we got back up enough times that the film has now won multiple awards and is being screened all over the world. But the fight is not over. Women founders still form less than 10% of high-growth firms. And 95% of venture capitalists are men and control the majority of the money. Yet, study after study shows how crucial it is for an economic standpoint and innovation standpoint to have a variety, diversity of founders from all kinds of backgrounds to invent and create new solutions to solve problems for the many and not just for a minority of people. So it's up to you, really. And anyone here listening who has an idea, please don't give up, persist, work hard at it, and start today. Because as Emma Watson said, and I love this quote, if not me, who? And if not now, when? So up to you. Thank you.